Good morning, colleagues. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Wayfinder. Today, we are fortunate enough to have the presentations from the business, and the presentation that we have, it's on AI in business, and Dr. Emile Nkwei will be the one who will be presenting for us. Dr. Emile is an academic entrepreneur with over 10 years of teaching experience in marketing research, research methodology, business statistics at the University of the Free State. His research and publications are centered on entrepreneurship, social marketing, and e-commerce. Prior to academia, Dr. Emile was the senior consultant at Osmos Consulting, leading various research projects, including market and brand research, product testing, and program evaluation. Dr. Emile's expertise extends to statistics and data science with over 15 years of experience in data analysis and modeling. He has trained over 213 academics and performed over 276 statistical analysis for both academia and industry. Recognized for his excellent communication and organizational skills, Dr. Emile is also pursuing a certification in machine learning. So for this session, he will be the one, and his team, they will be the one that will be presenting. And I just want to make the panel aware that if they have any questions, they can write them on the comment section. Otherwise, Dr. Emile will, if he allows for questions in between the presentations, then he will be the one that will give way for that. Without taking much time, I would love to hand over the session to Dr. Emile. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, TP. I always call you TP. I hope it's not unprofessional. So thank you very much, TP, for the introduction. But before we start, I would like to get a sense of the participant. Can the participant introduce themselves? Tumbi, tell me who you are. What are your expectations from this seminar? And I know the expectations, who is there, because it's so quiet. Can the participants introduce themselves? They have already introduced me. Yes. Please.
Okay, I will start. Yes, I will start, and then Mr. Dr. Hercules will continue. I am Tipi, and obviously the one chairing the session.
Also introduce yourself.
Oh,
During the presentation.
Yes, we can just unmute our mic and speak. Yeah? We are not many, so I don't think we have.
I'm just thinking we probably might want to speak all at once. So maybe how about, unless if maybe.
Maybe help me.
Okay. How about you, Dr. Emile? Then you are the one that would facilitate, give way for the people that have their hands raised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's raise hands then. Okay. Yes, the Hercules.
Hi there, I'm Hercules. My expectation is really just to learn from your experience. As someone who works with different industry partners that are big, I get in a sense always we handle things on a much larger institution to institutional level. But when we work with small, medium, and larger enterprises, people tend to be a lot more innovative and a lot more progressive in the kinds of tools that they use and the kinds of thinking that they have around solving problems. So just hearing your perspective would be useful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Next person. Yes, Tippy, you again.
Yes. For me, the expectation is really not much of an expectation, but just to see how, since you have a business and also using AI on your business, just to see how you use it, because most of the time we use it for in our academic context. So for me, I come with an open mind to just learn more.
Okay. Okay, yes. Any other colleague? Hello? Yes, Shani.
Hi everyone, let me just put on my camera. My name is Shani and I work in CTL. So for me, the expectation is to see how can we learn from you, and how can we perhaps steal some ideas or incorporate AI to help us work more effective with operational tasks and just in the higher education in general. Thank you.
Shani, I got some technical problem on my phone. Someone tried to call me while you were talking. I couldn't hear what you were saying.
I was just saying that I look forward to learning from you, and I work in CTL with higher education and students. So I'm excited to see what ideas you have and how can we, I want to say, incorporate that with our teaching and operational tasks, and how it can help us, how can we use AI to help us be more effective in the workplace.
Okay. All right. Yes. Next, please. I see Lisa there. I see Chrismy. I see, yes, Shijo. Shijoke.
Yes, hi. Morning everyone. My name is Chijo Kemosu. I teach here at the School of Economics and Finance, and I've not really had an opportunity to attend some of these AI Wayfinder series, and I'm just looking forward, and I'm super interested in basically how AI, affects our work as lecturers, as teachers, and also how we can sort of use it to make our lives better and easier, and also to have a more enriching experience with our students. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, next, please. Yes, Chrismy.
Hi, good morning. I'm a researcher with sign language and deaf studies. In general, I'm just attending all these AI Wayfinder series lectures because I'm interested in learning more how our world is changing and how we have to adapt on various levels. So very interested to hear from a business perspective on this.
Okay. Yes, Lisa. Yes, Lisa. Lisa, you can speak. Okay. Lisa. I'm going to get Lisa. Oh, he dropped a message. Okay, my mic is unable to function. All right. Okay, Lisa, it's fine. Bernard has a... Yes, Bernard, please.
I'm Bernard Wendell. I'm academic. I teach ethics and corporate governance. Also busy with my PhD in leadership and artificial intelligence, and I consult on the implementation of artificial intelligence in the fintech environment. So I'm quite interested to hear what other parties are doing in this space at the moment.
Mhm. Okay, thank you so much. All right. That was Bernard. I see another hand somewhere there. Lisa is an old hand, please. Um, All right. Any other person like to introduce herself or himself? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much for sharing your expectations. So we have a sense of the room. Like TP says, my name is Emile. I've been in business for what, 10, more than 12 years, 12 to 15 years, I don't remember very well, before joining academia, because now I'm more in academia. I'm almost not in business anymore. But I spent some time in business. Uh, I will introduce my colleagues here. I came with two members of my teams that are still fully in business. There's Dr. Karel Nzita, who is a consultant at Osmos Consulting. And I have Mpho. Mpho also is a consultant at Osmos Consulting. Since I'm no more in business really, and they're still in business, they're still in the company working. I invited them to come and share how they use AI in their daily work. The assignment that was given to me, the topic was AI, the invisible game changer. And I was requested to just come and share. It's not really, I'm not a specialist in AI, but what I've heard from the office that invited me was that I should come and share how we use AI in my company or in the company that I co-founded, because Osmos Consulting is a company that I co-founded with a colleague, and we have been running the company for many years before joining academy. So yeah, that was the assignment. uh, so so that's what my team will do this morning. They'll just share with you. It won't be anything very special, but I think they will just share with you how they use AI in their daily work, depending on which task or which department or which responsibility they have. Okay, so Karel and Mpho, you have the floor. They will also introduce the company. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunately or fortunately, our company is not very far from what academic does. We are in the research industry, but we are a research company, small consulting research company. Karel will tell you more about the company so that you understand a bit the type of activities that we do in that company. But I think many academics will relate because it's still research, although applied to private company and sometimes collaborating with university is still research. So Karel and Mpho, you have the floor.
All right. Thank you, Emile. I hope you guys can hear me. Um, can you hear me, Emile? Can you hear me, colleagues?
Clearly.
Yes, Karel.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My name is Karel, Dr. Karel. I work at Osmos Consulting. So I've been working at Osmos for like 5 years now. So I kind of have an idea of, before AI and after AI. So, we'll be sharing some slides to you just to show you how, AI sort of, help us, within the business. I also give the floor to Mpho to introduce herself, and then we're gonna start with the presentation. Mpho.
Thank you, Dr. Karel. My name is Mpho Manyeli, and I am also a researcher, as Dr. Karel and Dr. Emile have mentioned. I joined in last year. I have a background in psychology, and I am basically going to take over the last section of the presentation. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mpho. I just want to share screen. All right. Okay, so today we're going to talk about AI and and the benefits of AI. But before that, I'll just like to introduce Osmos Consulting. Okay, so as Emile was saying earlier, Osmos Consulting is a research company, right? So Osmos Consulting have been in business for uh, 13 years now, and we, initially, beginning of the business, our focus was, was more academics, right? So lecturers, professors, postgrad students, but down the line, we started last year, so we started also, including, companies, right, for our market research service. Okay, so we have many services at Osmos, but we kind of group it in uh, five, I would say six main services, right? So we have academic research, we have data collection services, we have data analysis services, we offer seminars and workshops, we do publication and coaching, we also do market research, right? In our academic service, we usually offer research guidance, consultation to our postgrad students, and sometimes lecturers, right? We review research proposals, we do chapter reviews, and then for our data collection services, we usually collect data, we do surveys for different clients, those clients could be businesses. We also do that for universities, NGOs, and we do transcriptions, right? So we mainly focus in on the research aspect. We also offer publication and coaching. So for publications, we actually sometimes teach and empower postgrad students on how to convert, for example, the thesis, dissertation into academic papers. We also do academic paper writings. We also organize some writing retreats, right? Just to to kind of empower academics on how to kind of master their publication. And in data analysis, we also offer many services, right? Um, we offer SPSS data analysis, right? So from a basic standpoint all the way to advanced. We also offer, structural equation modeling, right? And qualitative data analysis, right? Using Atlas TI and in vivo, right? So these are some of the services that Osmos Consulting offer. And then for more information, you can go to our website, osmosconsulting.co.za. Okay, so
Were you sharing
yes,
your
yes,
screen?
yes, yes. Can you see my screen?
No.
Oh,
We only see game changer.
all right. So
Oh,
hold on. Let me
no, it's
see
fine. It's
if
fine. It's fine. I can see now. Don't know
can
what
see.
happened. Yes.
Okay. Do you all see my screen? I want to make sure that everybody sees my
Yes,
screen.
yes, yes, we do.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So that's in a nutshell, that Osmos Consulting. That's what we do. So this is me. I have an issue with my camera, so you're not able to see me. So this is me. This is Mpho. I don't know if Mpho's camera works. So I also have a PhD in marketing. So yeah. So let's talk about AI. So as I was saying in the beginning, right? So I sort of have like a um not I wouldn't say an idea, but like we started, when I started at Osmos Consulting, there was no AI, right? So it was pretty much doing analysis, right? And then and that's it. We're writing reports for clients, and then AI came, recently, and then AI kind of help us, improve, the things that we do in-house, right? So we'll share some slides, and then show specifically how AI, helped us, especially in research, right? So our focus for this presentation, we're gonna, talk about the benefits of AI, and then we also gonna talk about the limitations, and Mpho will share some of the recommendations, to you guys. So far, any questions? Maybe, or you want us to do the presentation and then uh, ask the questions after? I don't know if
Yes, Karel, the question will come after. You
to
can
come
proceed.
after. All right, all right, all right. Thank you. All right, so let's talk about AI a bit, right? What is AI? So everybody, everybody talks about AI, but what is AI, right? We know that AI is, artificial.
Karel, please, we have
Yes.
the slides are not moving as you. Are you still talking about Osmos? Is it Osmos Consulting that you are presenting on your side, or you are presenting something else? And you also spoke
Okay.
about you and Mpho. I have the impression
right.
your picture in the slide that you couldn't see the slides.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe maybe
Yeah.
it's
So
network issue or something. Okay. So this is us. This is me and Paul. Can you see this?
yes, we can see now.
Okay. Okay. I
I
just
think
have
we have
to.
to move slides or something.
Okay. I just have to see. Okay. So osmose. There you go. I wonder if I have to do that from here. Okay. So these are the
Yes.
focus, right? So benefits of AI in our business. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the limitations. We're also going to share some recommendations, right? Regarding AI, specifically in our business, the research company, the things that we've seen so far. Okay. So as I was saying, a few minutes ago, we wanted to to understand what is AI, so because everybody's talks about AI. AI is a bit broad, right? So what is AI? So AI obviously uh, is getting big, right? So every day, each day, companies, I mean, businesses, even universities are trying to, sort of, master, the way to use AI to be more efficient, right? So the short definition, I mean, the short idea, the short concept that, for me personally, that, I take from AI, I know that AI involves creating computer systems, that perform tasks, requiring human intelligence. Okay. So that system will actually study, everything that you feed it, right? Until the system, understand the concept, the way things work, and then start, learning from that, and then even learning more, right? So that's my idea of AI, right? But I know that everybody, when we talk about AI, they think about ChatGPT. It's not only ChatGPT. You have so many AI, systems out there, that help companies to, to perform better. Okay, so in business, businesses use AI to, obviously automate tasks, right? So, um, let's say, for example, you have a website, you're a business, you have a website, and then you want to kind of automate the chats, right? You want to automate your chat, so you don't want to be there all the time, responding to some of the, the conversations that prospective clients have. You can just automate your chat and then let AI deal with it, right? So analyze data, that's what we come in, right? So in osmos we usually analyze data. So sometimes AI can help us kind of enhance that process, right? All that, like companies want to have like a competitive edge, over other companies, right? So we want to be performant, we want to be efficient, we want to do everything on time so we can deliver, quick. That can have an impact on, customer satisfaction, right? So that's why AI is a huge thing right now. So everybody needs to, most company is trying to study it in order for them to be performant. Obviously, AI is in our daily lives, right? So we use AI in everything, on social media, we use AI, in business, we use AI, email, we use AI. So AI is becoming, something that, we cannot run from, right? Because obviously all this automation and then, the way it helps us, be more efficient, we, it's up to us now to, to sort of study it in order to, to make, to benefit from that. Okay. So in the research industry, this is, we in that industry, AI is kind of, enhancing, the data analysis part, because obviously, if we have a lot of data that Excel or some of the, statistical software can handle, right? AI can come in handy, right? So that's why nowadays we have some statistical software that integrated AI into the system, in order to perform some of the tasks. I think we're going to talk about one statistical software that we use in-house. They recently integrated AI into the software. So it sort of help us, speed up the process of analyzing the data and so on. So that's, why AI is very beneficial for, for small businesses like us, because obviously you have so many data that needs to be analyzed, but AI can help you kind of speed the process, right? And okay, so at Osmos, we have two departments, right? I don't know if I talked about it in the beginning. So some of the, in that department, we have the quantitative department. We also have the qualitative department, right? So everything regarding the quantitative department, so meaning, quantitative research, right? So it's handled in the quantitative department. And then everything about qualitative research is handled, in the qualitative department, right? So today I'm going to speak about, talk about the what AI does for us in the quantitative and qualitative department. Okay, so in the quantitative department, with the presence of ChatGPT helped us a lot, in that space, because obviously when you analyze data, you want to interpret the data and then write a report for the client, right? And then sometimes you have so many tables, to fix or to handle, so many tables to interpret, So with ChatGPT, that tool kind of help us uh, evolve the process and be more efficient as well, in terms of just grammar, right? The writing, improving the writing, and make sure that some of the statistical interpretation, right, is actually the best, because the goal is to offer the best to our clients, right? So that's the goal. So today I'm going to kind of talk just a little bit about ChatGPT and then what ChatGPT does for us, and then I'll also share some of the screenshots that we use in ChatGPT, and then we're also going to talk about Atlas TI. So Atlas TI is qualitative software, right? That help us analyze the data. Most of the time, qualitative data. Your interview transcripts, right? And then uh, your social media comments, those sort of things, right? So Atlassian come in handy because they included, the AI tool into the system. So they included it last year. So that tool help us a lot, when it comes to analyzing the data. So we'll talk about it as well. Okay, so what does JetGPT does for us? Okay, obviously, okay, I'm just going to take an example. A client comes to us, request for, some analysis, right? Obviously, we've been, doing research analysis for quite some time, but sometimes you deal with, different type of questions. People write the research question differently, right? But they might those research question might mean something, but to you it might mean something different, right? So that's why we usually like to put us in, the client's mind. So what does the client thinks when they write this research objectives in order for us to find the proper data analysis to run for them, right? And then sometimes you have some analysis that you've never done, right? Some very complex analysis that you never done. So that's why ChatGPT come in handy, because what you can do, you can try to understand first your research questions or research hypothesis. So ChatGPT can give you an idea, but you can't only rely on ChatGPT, because obviously, this is a machine. It's feeding itself, with so many information. So it's always good to double check that information, right? So this is one of the things. You can't only rely on AI. Always double check. You double check the information is correct. So you have books online, you have books out there that can help you double check. But ChatGPT kind of gives you the information that you need. So that information comes also with the best prompts, right? So you need to prompt it properly. You need to ask the right question, in order for you to get the right answers, right? So back to my example. So you have an analysis, or research objective that you're having a hard time dealing with. So you can ask, ChatGPT to help you, right? And then based on the answer that you're gonna get, you can have an idea of, what the client is trying to achieve. In this case, the postgrad students or a lecturer, right, who wants to analyze the data for the thesis, for example, or the research paper. So you use ChatGPT for those sort of things, right? Now, then like, let's say you want to analyze data, okay? So you have an open-ended question, right, that you want to analyze. But let's say you have 350 respondents, and then those 350 respondents, right, gave the comments, right? And then now you want to do a sort of thematic analysis. I'm sorry, like I'm sort of using also some technical term. I don't know, like if you guys do not understand those terms, please you can just put in the comment section, and then we're gonna answer those questions as well. Yes, so you're using a thematic analysis, and then you want to kind of have an idea of what the people are saying, based on the open-ended question that you ask, right? So how do you deal with it? Okay, so now I'm bringing you back then, right? Before ChatGPT, before AI. So what we used to do, we used to either analyze that using qualitative software named Invivo or Atlas TI, right? But it used to take us time, because you need to analyze each comments one by one to sort of have an idea of what the common respondent are saying. So you can create codes, you can create themes, that takes time, right? So let's say, for example, you have a client that wants their work in like 2 or 3 weeks, but the fact that you're doing manually, right, you're not going to be able to submit the project on time. So that's why ChatGPT really help us in order to to sort of you know uh, handle that. So how do we do it? Do it? First, we sort of convert all the comments, right, into an Excel file, right? So we make sure that each comment for each participant is on the specific row, right? See, if we have participant one says, I love ChatGPT because it helps me, analyze my data properly. So you have that comment there, right? And then you have second comment of another respondent says, ChatGPT, you know, doesn't give me the answers that I need, right? So that's the second row. So you need to make sure that you are align every comment in the specific row, right? So once you do that, then you have to convert, that Excel file into a PDF file, right? So you convert it into PDF file, and then if you use the ChatGPT, if you use the paid version, I'm actually talking about the paid version. I'm not talking about the free version, because the paid version kind of gives you, you know, uh, some tools, that can be handy, right? That can help you, do the work properly, right? So here I'm talking about the paid version. So on the paid version, so you're gonna take your PDF file, and then you're going to, right? So you're going to use this, this icon here, the import icon, right? So you click on it, you upload, your file, right? So make sure also, maybe I didn't say that earlier. Make sure that your data is not a lot as well, So if let's say you have 350 open-ended question, you can divide it by 3, right? You can divide it by 3 so ChatGPT can really understand, those comments properly. Don't take all 350. So ChatGPT can have a hard time, dealing with it. So this, I'm just talking about, by experience. So in the beginning, we used to take all the information, just feed ChatGPT to give us the answer. But we realized that, if you give the proper information, and then you give, less data, I might say, you can get, the accurate result that you need. So that's what you need to do. So you upload it here, and then you prompt. So the prompt is very important. So you need to prompt it properly in order to get the answers that you need, right? So since here we have like a questionnaire survey, and then we want to, sort of have an idea of what the people are saying about ChatGPT. That's just an example, what the people are saying about ChatGPT, right? So obviously you want to have like a theme, you want to have some code, and then you want to have some sub themes, for the people that do qualitative analysis, I'm sure they understand what I'm talking about, right? So this is just a few, like an example of a prompt that we did for, previous, studies. Okay, so we attached the file, and then we asked ChatGPT to, so we said attach are the comments relating to the open-ended questions asked to respondent from a survey, right? So you need to specify that. So it's a survey, we have an open-ended question, that we asked to the respondent. Okay, and then you ask the question was asked was general comments on the transformational value of your experience. Okay, so that was the question. Then provide the emerging themes, the sub-themes under those themes, and the codes under those themes, and discuss, right? So now we want ChatGPT to give us the codes, the themes, the sub-themes, and then discuss a bit, right? To give us an idea of what, what other people, are saying, right? So once we get that, then obviously, as I was saying, you cannot 100% rely on what ChatGPT say, right? So we're using this to sort of help us understanding, okay, oh, more people are talking about this. Okay, so this could be a theme, right? So under those themes, we're gonna put a code or some sub themes, right? So ChatGPT help us speed the process instead of us going row by row, in the Excel sheets, right? Because obviously it comes from a survey, so most of the time the server systems out there, generates Excel sheets for us. So we look at the Excel sheets, and then we look at each row, and then we make sure, we read, we're doing like the manual coding, right? So it's time consuming, but ChatGPT can help you speed up the process. You can understand what the people are saying, and then you can go back to your Excel sheets and then read a bit, and then compare if some of the result match what ChatGPT gave you, right? So this is for most of the time for the quantitative part, and then on the on quantitative part as well, regarding the reports writing. Sometimes we write the report in such a way that we write comprehensive report based on the analysis, right? So sometimes we might, obviously, some of us, English is not the first language, and then sometimes we want to kind of improve the writing a bit, right? To make sure that we have a best product for the client. That's what ChatGPT can come handy, to just help us, you know, uh, rewrite a bit, the things that we've written, because we don't want to use ChatGPT to just write everything for us. No, that's not a good thing. ChatGPT is there to help you kind of enhance your knowledge, your writing, or everything you want to improve on. So ChatGPT is there. You cannot just rely on ChatGPT to do the work for you. No, it doesn't work like that. So that's one of the things that you need to keep in mind, right? So ChatGPT is just there to help you, kind of enhance what you have. So that's how we use ChatGPT, to help us, speed up the process, to help us, with some of the analysis. Okay. And then regarding the analysis, I wanted to point out something, but I didn't include in the slides. So sometimes you want to, let's say you want to ask ChatGPT to give you an idea of how you can reorganize your data. Okay, so let's say, for example, you have a research objectives, and then in the research objectives, based on your understanding, you have uh, uh, some numbers, right? I mean, okay, yes, you have to check the data, but based on the research objective, you look at some of the variables, and then you check the data, and you see that the variables are not the variables that are supposed to be used, to run a specific analysis, right? So what you can ask ChatGPT as well, you can copy, you can take the data, right? You can take the data and copy an example of this data, and then you pass it. That's why, the paid version is, it's very handy because it helps you do certain things. So you can copy the data and put it on ChatGPT and ask, how can I organize this data, to make sure that, I create another data set, to analyze this research question, something like that, right? ChatGPT can give you an idea, and then you can go back to your data and reorganize your data, in order to, analyze it properly. So it all comes down to, the prompts, right? You need to prompt it properly because ChatGPT is fed with a lot of information. So if you have the specific information and then you prompt it properly, you can actually get the result that you want. Okay. So now um, let's go to Atlas TI. So now, as I was saying earlier, with Atlas TI, Atlas TI, is a qualitative software, help us analyze transcripts, can also help us analyze, some comments, from if you're a company and then you want to analyze what your people are saying, regarding a certain product, that you're offering. You can analyze. Osmos does that. We analyze those comments. And then write a proper report to you. Based on what what the people are saying, right? So I'll come back again. The prompts are very important, so you need to prompt it properly. Okay. So this is an example of like a transcript, right? That we we used, right, on ChatGPT, right? So earlier I was talking about a survey, right? I was talking about a survey and opening question from a survey, but you can also analyze the transcript, right? So interview transcript to give you an idea. Let's say, for example, you don't have Atlas TI, and then yes,
Karel,
yes.
I see Bernard's hand.
Oh, okay. Bernard, do you mind writing down your question, and then we're gonna answer that after? Bernard, can you hear me?
Sorry, yes, I hear you, but on my side, it doesn't show that my hand is raised.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sorry.
All right. No, it's okay. It's okay, Bernard. Thank you.
Right.
All right. So yes, so we're still in ChatGPT. So I also wanted to show you, how we prompt, to get some of the results for the interview transcript. Obviously, you have, let's say, for example, you have a study, and then you have some transcript, some interviews that are already transcribed, and then you want to analyze the data, but you don't have Atlas TI, for example, right? Or other any qualitative software, so but you want to use only your manual coding, which takes time, it's very time consuming, but but you have ChatGPT, right? Either your free version or the paid version, but I recommend to have a paid version because it's better, based on what I've seen. So, and then you want to sort of have an idea of what the interviewee is saying, so you can have the proper codes, the proper themes, and sub themes, right? So here we took an example of one of the transcripts, and then you ask ChatGPT, the specific question, right? So I uploaded a transcript from an interview with with a teacher reflecting on experiences with remote teaching, right? Please review and code it with detailed descriptive codes. Ensure the codes are as descriptive, self-explanatory, and specific as possible. Use lack of training affected this. No, sorry. Use lack of training affected his teaching rather than skill set deficiency. Okay, so here's just an example of, so we did manual coding, and then we identified some of the codes, and then we wanted to propose to ChatGPT, to kind of review some of these codes, right? So code all accounts, including all reported experiences, opinions, and comments. Provide a list of codes you created, and under each code, include the full segment of text, sentence, or part of a sentence. That code was applied to additionally provide a separate list of the codes developed without the associated text. Okay, so this is an example of a prompt. Okay, so there are people out there that are masters. They have master's degree in prompting, so you need to be able to to prompt properly so you can get the result. But it comes with exercising. You just exercise until you get the result that you really want. Once you get the result that you really want, you can keep that prompt and do that for most of the projects that that you have, or all the transcripts, right? So that's for ChatGPT. So let's come in Atlas CI. So Atlas CI, last year they included, the AI, integration into the systems, in order for people that use the software to be more efficient, to also have some codes instead of, I don't know if some of you have done, qualitative analysis. You guys know that, it takes time, it requires a little bit of reading, and then understanding. So it's a very long process. But with AI now integrated in the system, it sort of help you, speed the whole process. But you still need to go back to your interview transcript and then see if the information, the codes or themes that you've got, from Atlas CI kind of reflect, the same idea that you had firsthand, right? So you can't only, I want to emphasize on that. You cannot only rely, on, AI systems. AI, systems are there to help you, enhance, what you already know, right? Or sometimes give you an idea, of something that you didn't think about, or something that you didn't really know, but back in your mind, you were thinking about it. So Atlas CI. So how do we do it? Okay, obviously Atlas CI, you know, um, it's a qualitative software, that helps researchers, code, and categorize large data sets. Most of the time, the interview, the data coming from the interviews, right? So now they integrated the AI system that, save time, right? So that AI system kind of includes some of the advanced analytical, you know, um, settings that obviously match with machine learning, to give you deeper insights of, some of the interview, questions or interview answers that you have from the questions that you've asked. You know, obviously with the AI, AI will not tell you, okay, this is the code that you should use. No, AI will suggest, based on what they've seen, right? That, okay, these are the codes or categories that you might use for, this particular study based on these research objectives. So you always need to be careful, when you use the AI approach. Okay, so how do we use it on Atlas CI? Okay, so on Atlas CI, what we do, obviously Atlas CI integrated the AI. Okay, I don't know if some of you are familiar with Atlas CI interface. Okay, so this is one of the interface of Atlas CI. Okay, so let's assume you already, imported all your interview transcripts. Okay, and maybe created some codes, right, into the software, but you want to use AI to help you speed the process. Okay, so obviously you have to go to Home, and then you go to Analyze, and then there's a AI, you know, um, feature, into the Analyze section, AI feature. And then once you click the AI feature, you know, you're gonna have this message, and then AI will say analyzing one document will take approximately 1 minute. The text content of the selected document will be uploaded to OpenAI for processing. AI coding is, currently a beta feature, so we need to emphasize on that. It's a beta feature, so it doesn't give you, the exact information that you need, but you use it, to help you, you know, understand some of the nuances, into an interview transcripts, and then come up with the best codes, right? So it speed up the process for you instead of doing, manually, like, we usually do on Atlas CI, just reading and then, coding. But, with this AI feature, you can code as you go, and it's helpful. And then you're gonna click on start coding. You're gonna wait, as they say, 1 minute, so it takes, even less than that. And then you wait until, you know, um, AI gives you this information here, you know. So based on the transcript that you imported into the system, AI found 58 quotation to code, right? So now you need to make sure that, some of the codes are relevant and some of the codes are not, So with AI, the Atlas TI feature, you kind of have like a structure on how some of your categories, themes, and some of the codes will look like, and then based on that, okay, based on this comment from this interviewee, I will code this way, right? Okay, then here, you just have an idea of some of the codes that have been used, okay, and then where the codes are coming from which participant, right? And so that's pretty much it with Atlas CI tool. But some of the members of the team will kind of talk about more if there are questions relating to that, so to give you some ideas on how to do it properly. And okay, so let's talk about the limitations. Okay, I think my colleague Mpho, also jump in, and tell us about the limitations of AI, specifically in what we've seen, at Osmos Consulting within our business, because we also use AI, but there's some limitations that we need to be aware of. Mpho,
Thank you so much. So I'd also like to just thank you for allowing us to join into this conversation. So Dr. Nzita has briefly mentioned some of the things that I will touch on. I feel as though we have seen how AI has taken over, so it's only right that we also jump on that train. So since we have recently just integrated AI in the company, we also realized that we have some way to go and much to learn. But what we do appreciate is that our researchers are equipped with research and analysis manual skills, as we strongly believe that AI should only serve as an assistant and not replace human expertise. So Dr. Nzita gave us a brief but comprehensive overview of the company and of our services. So what I will be discussing is a pivotal aspect of AI in business, which are the limitations and the recommendations to ensure its responsible usage within our organizations. So I aim to shed some light on how understanding these limitations can enhance our comprehension of AI's potential while also ensuring its ethical and effective implementation. So let me just get right into it. So imagine aiming for a target but missing the mark, right? That's what happens when our AI tools don't quite align what with what we are trying to achieve. So in our world of data analyses and research, it's not uncommon for the insights generated to miss the mark, offering information that's either off topic or downright unhelpful. As Dr. Nzita also mentioned that these chatbots or AI tools are basically what we feed them, right? So this not only wastes time and resources, but also clouds our decision making and misleading data, sorry. So now let's talk about asking the right questions. Um, it sounds simple, but when it comes to interacting with AI systems like ChatGPT, it can be quite tricky. And I can see that Sheila also mentioned something about it being taking time. But while they offer exciting possibilities, the free versions often come with, sorry, I think I missed my cue, sorry. So figuring out how to prompt these systems effectively can feel like solving a puzzle with no clear answer in sight. This uncertainty can slow us down, making it harder to get information we need at a timely manner. So, looking at the third limitation, which is the functionality and accessibility, have you ever tried using a free version of a software only to find it lacking?
That's a common experience with AI tools. While they offer exciting possibilities, the free versions often come with strings attached and limitations. Whether these restrictions on what we can do or limitations on the data we can use, for example, for ChatGPT, there's a character limit. So these constraints can hold us back, but also not fully leverage the power of AI. So speaking about that, I would just like to ask our panel to quickly just write in the comment section about how, in their own experience, the free versions of the AI tools or any other functionalities we use have not been the best because they are free versions and have caused an inconvenience. Then we can try to get back to it when we do engage with the comments. So looking at the fourth and final limitation, which is the security and ethical concerns, we can just touch on the importance of keeping our data safe and our practices ethical. So most of the time, for example, when we engage with ChatGPT, it normally tells us that we shouldn't share personal information. So we might find that sometimes we do not remember this, we copy and paste, and we just leave our personal details there. So that's also one of the risks when engaging with such AI tools. As we rely more on AI, we also open ourselves to new risks such as cyber attacks and data leaks. So ensuring the security of our systems and the integrity of our practices is quite crucial in maintaining trust and credibility in the eyes of our stakeholders, basically. So furthermore, chatbots or AI models such as GPT are referred to as black boxes, thereby leaving users in the dark about information sources and reasoning processes. Back to what Dr. Nzita mentioned, that chatbots or AI are basically absorbing what we feed them, right? So we don't know where that information comes from. We don't know what the references for the data is. So it goes back to my first point of saying that the data can be quite misleading. So it can be said that while AI holds immense promise for businesses, it's not without its challenges, obviously. So by recognizing and addressing these challenges head on, and by committing to responsible practices, we can unlock the full potential of AI while safeguarding rather against these pitfalls. So it's therefore important to cultivate a culture of responsibility and innovation in our use of AI technologies. So this leads me to the recommendations. So let's just begin by emphasizing the importance of equipping our team with the necessary skills to utilize AI tools effectively. And this can be through the comprehensive training workshops. We can empower our staff to maximize the potential tools or the potential of tools like, for example, ChatGPT 4 and the built-in AI feature of Atlas TI. So these workshops would provide essential guidance on utilizing such things such as document attachment, managing word limits, and effectively using the AI tools. However, when dealing with the limitations of free versions, it's quite essential to also prepare our team for the additional effort required to adapt and optimize their use, right? And it goes back to what I said about the importance of knowing manual skills before we delve into AI and knowing how to use AI. So moving forward, we recognize the critical need for safeguarding our data against potential loss or corruption. Implementing robust backup procedures serves as a foundational pillar of data management. So manual backup plans provide basically a safety net in the event of data loss, while secondary backup systems such as hard drive storage offer added protection and also redundancy, but it's quite necessary. and we'll come to cybersecurity priority. So, as we navigate the digital landscape, the importance of cybersecurity cannot be overstated. As I mentioned about being cautious about putting personal information on ChatGPT or any other chatbots or AI tools or models, you don't know where that information will be received, because ChatGPT is basically a mainstream of, or basically a bunch of, what's this, laptops, or I don't know how to put it, but it's basically it's unsupervised, right? So it goes back to what I was saying, that it absorbs what we feed them. So as much as we're asking questions, as much as we're uploading transcripts and whatnot, it's getting all that information only to provide better answers. So we are the ones who are upgrading it. We are the ones making it better, right? Then when we come to data integrity and accessibility, is very much similar to the previous recommendation. So ensuring the integrity and the accessibility of our data is very essential for delivering meaningful insights. Close alignment of data coding with actual information enhances the comprehensibility and utility of data sets. This comes when we use the AI feature on Atlas. We try to align the coding as closely as possible so that we encounter less misleading information, right? And codes and themes that are generated by Atlas itself. So by maintaining a clear organizational framework for data management, we facilitate efficient data analyses and decision-making processes. Then lastly, we have the importance of fostering collaborative human AI interactions, which are grounded in ethical principles. So, referring back to AI models being considered as black boxes, this is basically a lack of transparency that can also hinder trust and accountability. This is where researchers come in, right? To check the accuracy of the outputs, as it's quite important to remember that AI, as I said, is supposed to assist but not replace human expertise. So as much as we upload transcripts to get codes on Atlas, for example, or we use ChatGPT, we need to remember that we have better understanding of what the work that we're doing. So we should have the final say in what we want to offer the clients or whoever we're working with when it comes to research. So by working closely with AI systems, we can improve what we do and make sure that the insights are accurate, right? Also, transparency serves as the cornerstone of ethical AI integration, right? It is important that we maintain clear and open communication regarding the reasoning behind AI generated decisions and the sources of information utilized. So, by providing transparency into AI processes, we uphold ethical standards and foster trust within our organizational structures. And to add on that, when we get clients, they expect us to deliver the most accurate and most valid results, right? So it's up to us to make sure that the outputs that we get are put under a microscope. So we make sure that they get the most quality work, right? So that marks the end of our presentation. I would just like to encourage everyone to basically embrace a culture of continuous learning and adaptation while also remaining cautious of the emerging challenges. But thank you so much again for your attention and participation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mpho. Thank you so much, colleagues, and Dr. Emile. Back to you.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Karel. Thank you for Mpho. Thank you for the presentation. As my colleague says, I mean, they are mostly involved in data analysis, and they try to share with you their experience with AI in line with qualitative data analysis. Most examples were related to qualitative data analysis. Okay, we're going to take a small break. For questions. Okay, for questions or something that Karel said or Mpho said, he went too fast. You want him to repeat, explain further. There's room for that. There's room for that. Any question on what they said, what they shared? Is there something you didn't understand? Is there something you want them to repeat or something you want them to explain more? Yes, Tippy.
Yes, thank you so much. The presentation was actually very informative. I just want to thank Dr. Karel and Mpho. And I just have, because usually when it comes to using AI and sharing data, there is these concerns of, as Mpho said, concerns of sharing personal information. So I'm asking, like, when the clients send their data to you, are you guys not indirectly breaching, like, or do you just share the data anonymously? Also, do you not fear that the company behind ChatGPT would also have that data and use it for something else? That's just my question.
Okay. Thank you, Tippy. Karel or Mpho, anyone want to answer?
Thank you so much for that question. I feel like it's a very good question. So by trying to mitigate that problem, we anonymize the data, and most of the time we don't give or we don't attach raw data as it is. It's either we try to summarize the points or we give ChatGPT the basically overall codes that we need to get refined. So we don't upload data as it is, just to also protect ourselves and the clients as well. So we keep it anonymized and we don't attach the raw data. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I also wanted to add on that, on ChatGPT, for the questionnaire survey, for example, opening the question. So once you get your, you generate, the result from your survey, software that you use. And then once you get the Excel file, right? So on that Excel file, we only focus on the information, right? Meaning that obviously we take that information, we convert it to a PDF file. Okay, so we only put the comments. We don't put names of people. We only put the comments, and then we'll ask ChatGPT to give us an idea of what the people say.
Okay. Okay, Karel, can you come back on the use of AI in Atlas TI? I didn't understand very well.
Okay.
It's certain part when you were talking about that function, that new feature of AI. What does it do? Can you describe to us exactly what it does? Do you start coding and it continues coding based on the trend that you have put? Can you just re-explain that part, please?
Okay, thank you, Emile. Thank you, Emile. I also wanted to point out that we also have some members of the team, so maybe I can bring in Lusanda. Lusanda is, she's in charge, she oversees the qualitative department. Maybe she'll give us more insight on that. Lusanda?
Good morning, team and Dr. Emile. I don't know if I got your question. You were asking, do we code manually before and then allow the AI to code after? Sorry, can you please repeat the question?
Yes, my question was, I wanted to understand what is the value of that AI add-on or that AI function that was added to Atlas TI. What does it do exactly? So if you can summarize that, but also I'm wondering, is it possible, because we also know that this AI, sometimes they come up with funny codes, especially when it comes to qualitative data analytics. Is it possible that to correct that, you start coding, maybe you code the first 10 code, you generate the first 10 code, and then the AI takes over and code the rest of the text based on the direction that you have given?
Okay, so normally we code as a group manually, and then now to check or to validate maybe the codes that we developed when we were coding manually, if they are sort of in line or aligned in a way, we put the transcript on Atlas, and then we run the AI to code for us to check that if we have developed something similar to what it will develop. So we don't rely on it much, but it also maybe when there are times where, because we deal with various data sets from different departments. So it's easy for us to understand something from the social science departments. But when we get maybe studies from the entrepreneurial side, it helps us now to also get the language. So we don't really rely on it, but it helps us maybe to create the codes and also see the type of information that is coming up, and also try to match it with our own codes that we develop manually. But we don't necessarily rely on it. It's just to validate and check the reliability that we have that on the codes that we have created. So but the tool is there to assist that. It assists to get the sense of the data, what type of information is there, and maybe also you'll check the results that will come from the data. But because we work intensely on using the systematic method of coding, we do not take that information. We just double check if everything is aligned. And also, so I know for people who do write papers, they use it to get the results faster because it's quick. You can already get a sense with maybe 5 transcripts. You can already get a sense of where the data is going and what are the results of the project that you are working on, or the study that you are working on. But for us, since we do it systematically, we have to go through each and every question on the transcript to make sure that everything is reported on or is coded effectively. And also, so with the codes that it generates, sometimes it creates the categories, but it will not formulate, or it will not group the information to themes. So we also need to work on the codes that it has created. You double check if maybe the wording or the labeling, it makes sense, because sometimes it can just, if maybe you're doing a topic on environmental affairs, then it will just label that information as environmental challenges. So now you have to go back and understand the text, what was said about the environmental challenges, and then you rename the code. But on our side, it helps us to balance things in a way.
Okay. No. Thank you very much, colleagues. You are welcome to ask questions. I'm also asking these questions because I'm not involved in the technical part. I founded the company with my colleague. I run it for some years, and but these are the people working with this tool all the time. So you are welcome to ask questions, or drop the question there on the chat. It's so silent. I'm wondering if people are lost or people don't understand something. Okay, so from what I understand, you are saying that the AI tool, you only use it to check your work, to check if there is an alignment with what you did. So you do the job twice then? You do it manually, and then at the end, you check with the AI. Is that what you are saying? Or you do it to a certain extent, and then you check with the AI, you check if there's any discrepancy. And if there's no discrepancy, you continue manually or you allow the AI to help you. How does it work?
Yes, yes, we use it to a certain extent, but we more we work manually because we also don't want to lose any information or to miss out on anything. But when there is when we are pushed maybe for deadline, or the clients, maybe because some clients would want their analysis to be done in a few days, so we use it in that when we are pressed for time. So we will allow the AI to run the codes for us, but we still have to do the manual work in terms of checking thoroughly if the codes align to the information that is there, and also it aligns with the research objectives of the study.
From your answer, it seems like the AI is not very good in terms of interpreting beyond the word. I'm not sure if I got you correctly, but you was talking about environmental. You were saying he will code by picking words, because sometimes we communicate indirectly. I mean, someone can say, someone can attend a fly, for example, someone can miss a fly, and his expression after missing the fly is wonderful. Now, that wonderful doesn't mean that he's happy. That wonderful just means that something bad happened to him. So I'm saying, I just wonder how the AI will pick, how will the AI code that? Will they be able to know that actually it is a, how do you call this type of expression? Sarcastic expression. Will he pick that up? Because for somebody, I think, I know that a human person analyzing that data will clearly understand that that wonderful doesn't mean he's happy. Okay, so I'm just wondering, how does the AI go about such coding compared to human coding? Did you?
Okay, so
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
So with that, it depends on the type of analysis you want. So for the thematic analysis, I mean, so for if you're looking to check the sentiments, the positive and negative, so there is an option that you have to choose before you code, because it does give you an option to select the transcript that you want to code using the AI. And also from the software, the qualitative software, there is an option to choose the semantic option to analyze the data. So if we analyzing anything from maybe social media, then the AI, I believe it will be able to pick up this is a positive or negative sentiment. And though I don't know if it will directly show how negative it is, but I think it can identify this as a negative connotation, or it has a negative connotation. And then for you as a researcher, you have to delve in much deeper now to make a distinction how this is negative or how this thing is positive. Like Mpho and Dr. Karel mentioned that the AI tool is good, but you also need to be mindful of how you use it. And so these are some of the limitations that we encounter with the AI. Yes, it's good, and it still needs to be developed on the qualitative software, because on ChatGPT you can prompt it to give you the exact information that you want to gain from it. But on the one that is the better one from the Atlas TI that's already embedded there, it doesn't have those. You can't prompt it, but you can select the type of analysis that you want it to run. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Okay, thank you. I see Mpho want to help there.
Yes, I just wanted to piggyback on what my colleague just said, and to also provide an answer for you, Dr. Emile. Just to give also a generic answer, meaning that like not necessarily specific to a particular software, but AI as a whole. What we do need to understand is that AI is fairly new, especially when it comes to your ChatGPTs, your built-in features in Atlas. That's fairly new. So as I said, there's a long way to go. And as I also said, and Dr. Nzita also mentioned that it basically updates or takes in information that we give it. So as much as, yes, we might use it to generate codes and so forth, we also need to sit down and check for certain specifications or certain things, because we need to understand that AI is cannot be biased and can miss some nuances. So it's up to us as researchers, and that's where we also come in to check that it's delivering the outputs that we want to give it. So for example, you give the example of a participant saying something sarcastically. So it might not be picked up, right? But it might be coded, it will be coded, but it's up to us to also sit down with the data that we already have and to just go through it with the fine comb. So what the AI does, or what Atlas does, the AI feature or ChatGPT does, it's just to simplify the process, right? But it doesn't mean that we're not supposed to do the what we need to do to check for nuances, to check for mistakes, because we do understand that it's fairly new and it still is developing. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you so much, Mpho.
I also wanted,
yes.
So no, I just wanted to add it like the AI integrated on Atlas here is still a beta version, so they're still trying to improve it, right? So improving it. So I'm sure that from like 2 years from now, I think that option would be useful for people that doing qualitative research. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So from two years from now, they'll be able to pick up sarcastic and analyze sarcastic statement. Because I've read somewhere, I just wanted your experience, but I read somewhere that sarcastic statement are still an issue with qualitative AI now. Most of them don't pick it up. Yes, JP. Yes, please. It's like we are just three in this room.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for giving me the platform. I just want to actually highlight that because of the time, is there anything else that you wanted to share? Or yeah, I'm just looking at the time now, and yeah. Also, I wanted to make you aware that the recording of this session is going to be shared on Blackboard and our LibGuide platform. I will also share the link with you. But also, I wanted to also say that you can leave your be shared on Blackboard and our LibGuide platform. I will also share the link with you. But also, I wanted to also say that you can leave your contact details and business informations on the comment for any people that actually would want to collaborate and reach out to you. So before we continue with the conversations, just don't forget to include that in the comment section.
Okay. But they just said the recording has started now. It looked like it only started now. I'm seeing something. No, I saw something on the chat there. Okay, must be just a notification.
No, it has been since the beginning. I have been recording.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Cool. I don't know. I think that the team Osmos Consulting have shared how they use the AI, in which context they use it. They will probably give you their contact and all the details. But I just wanted to share a little bit my own use of AI as a researcher. Okay, I'm mostly involved in research and publication now. I'm no more that much involved in the company. I'm mostly involved in research. I don't know, maybe there are some students and some people that are also involved in research. It's not very far because Almost Consulting is a research company. So it's a language that you understand. So what I'm going to share is not very different from what you used to hear, what you used to do. Research everywhere follow the same principles, so it may be insightful. I just feel like I have to share a bit how I'm using AI. Okay, I will try to share my screen. Sorry, Tepi, are you talking? Oh, Tepi is having some technical problem. Okay, I'll try to share my screen a little bit. Okay, I hope all of you can see my screen. I hope all of you can see my screen. Can you all see my screen? Can you confirm?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. For those who just joined us, now I will be talking on the academic publication part because Osmos Consulting was also involved in academic publication when I was there. So I joined academia still working in this area of research, publishing. So basically, I have four main AI tools that I use. I use ChatGPT 4, version 4. Okay, I don't use the free version because apparently the free version, you can't really trust most of the things you see there. So I use the paid version, and I used it to I use ChatGPT. Anyway, I use 4 of these AI. There are many more that I have in my computer, but these are the 4 that I use the most. The other, I don't use them that much. So ChatGPT, Quillbot, Site, and ChatPDF. Okay, I use ChatGPT in my daily work as a researcher. I use it to edit the emails. I use it to paraphrase text. Although in terms of paraphrasing, ChatGPT is not very good. I don't feel it's very good. It usually, in research, we have a straightforward way of writing. Okay, straightforward way of writing, straightforward way of telling things. And usually ChatGPT doesn't really rephrase in that way. It's usually too wordy and very sometimes add unnecessary words. That's my opinion. So, but I sometimes use it to rephrase and I adjust the rephrasing myself. Because remember, like Mpho said, we never rely completely in this software. They are just there to help us. So you need to know what you want to say and be able to improve whatever the system gives you. I also use it to explain general concept, not scientific concept. I'm not using ChatGPT that much for scientific work, but to explain some general concepts, some complex concepts that are just common. Okay. And I also use it to when I was in Osmos Consulting, I used to use it also to adjust a proposal. To adjust a proposal. You write a proposal and you ask the system to try to improve it. And you see what is proposing, and based on whatever the system have added that you found valuable, you add. It comes back to what Mpho says. Normally, when you use this tool, you must have a level of expertise to appreciate what the system gives you. Because there's a lot of wrong answers that the system gives me. As a statistician, there are certain questions that I ask the system, it's not that accurate. But I'm able to know that this is not correct because I'm a statistician. So, yeah, this ChatGPT tool, really, you need to have a minimum of expertise to appreciate the quality of information that he's giving you. So I don't really use ChatGPT most for scientific work. I can use it just to get acquainted with some concept and maybe check if the explanation that is giving to me about the explanation that is giving to me about that concept, it's aligned with the other explanation that I get from the other sources. But so these are the four purposes for which I use ChatGPT. Now, when it comes to edit emails, I just want to say something there, but it doesn't just apply to emails. It's applied to everything you want ChatGPT to generate for you. That's from my experience. Either you give him something and you ask him to improve, which is the best way, I think, for me, the best approach to use this software, that you draft something that illustrates a bit what you want, and you give to the system and you ask him to rephrase and improve. I usually use this keyword in my query. I usually use this keyword, rephrase and improve. Okay. So you find a better way to say the things that I'm giving him. That's one approach. So you draft something and you give him, you ask him to rephrase and improve, and you look at what he's giving you. Usually it does a good job when I use these two keywords. It's just that I have to read through, remove what I don't need, and adjust here, a bit here, adjust there and there. But usually work well when I introduce these two words in my query with ChatGPT. So whether it's applied to an email or it's applied to a text, it's applied to a proposal or whatever, it usually works well. Obviously, you still have to retouch it a little bit to fit what you want. The second software that I use, Quillbot, very good for paraphrasing whatever you have written. The advantage with this one is that it gives you different styles. Okay, it's again the paid version, because the free version only have, I think, 2 styles of writing. But with this one, it paraphrases in different styles. And I think they made some improvement, because the paraphrasing, the previous versions of Quillbot were just paraphrasing words, give you synonyms. When you ask him paraphrase, he just change the word with its synonyms. That's not paraphrasing. But the new version seems, to capture the ideas that you are trying to communicate and reformulate it in different styles. So they are quite improving their version. Sometimes if I ask, I usually use them in combination, and ChatGPT and Quillbot, especially when it comes to paraphrasing. Since ChatGPT is too wordy, it doesn't have that straightforward approach of paraphrasing. But sometimes it's actually propose you a good way of saying things. You see, ChatGPT give you a good way of saying things, but just time he put too many things inside. So usually I start with ChatGPT. Okay, I put whatever I want him to paraphrase. He paraphrase it, and then I take whatever ChatGPT gave me and move to Quillbot with it. And in Quillbot, I choose the styles that I want. So it's something to note. And lastly, no, not lastly. I also use Cite. I use Cite to identify relevant literature review. Now I'm dealing with publication, academic writing and publication. I prefer this one. Cite, I use it to identify relevant literature review, and I also use it to get an overview of the state of the literature. And obviously Chat PDF. I've heard that you had some training, or there was some training on Chat PDF. It's quite an interesting tool. For academic work, I prefer using Chat PDF instead of Chat GPT. I think Chat PDF for me sounds more accurate. It helped me. I use it to scrutinize the article and further inquire about the concept and the theories from the whole literature, because from an article, you are not compelled to only ask questions about that article. Just to illustrate a little bit for you to have an idea on how this software look like. Okay, ChatGPT, the paid version look like this. I think is ChatGPT 4, as you can see here. The good thing with ChatGPT is that it keeps the recording of all the queries that you have made, And also, what I've noticed is that when you start a chat about something, and you don't close that chat, and you want to move to another issue, I usually don't recommend to use the same chat. So let's say that if, for example, let me pick up an example. You see here on this side, you have the history of all my query that I made. So you can all the time go back to a previous query that you made, and that works well, and maybe use the same query, to make a new query. Because these things, I realized that these AI, they work with keywords. There are certain words that when I put in my query, I get better results than when I use other words. Okay. So if, for example, you want to talk about control variables, I use ChatGPT a lot, to get simple explanation of complex statistical test, for example. Usually I ask him, explain me this concept in simple terms. Explain me this concept in simple terms with an example. There's somebody who made, it seems like we're having a comment or something. Am I missing something? See that meeting, okay. Feel free to engage. Okay, that was from LinkedIn, something. Okay, so I was talking about few tips on ChatGPT that I have picked up when it comes to, I mainly use ChatGPT to explain complex statistical concept. Where was I again? Yes, I was here. So I was saying that if you realize that the keyword, some keywords, every time you use them, they work very well, keep on using them. Keep on using them. And if you want to move from one topic, for example, I was talking about control variable here. If I want to stop talking about control variable and I want to talk about post hoc sample something, I need to create a new chat, because if I continue here, ChatGPT will have the tendency to link it, because this is an algorithm, to answer you in relation to what you discussed before. So usually when you want to talk about something completely different, it's always better to, start a new chat. Open a new chat like this and you do that. Okay, I have already specified what I use ChatGPT for. And I spoke about the option where you have to draft something, you give to him to improve, and you see what it's proposing to you, and you see anything good, you can add it to whatever you have done. But the other approach with ChatGPT is also that you have to tell him he can generate something for you, but for him to generate that for you, you need to give them a maximum information. A maximum information of what you want. Be detailed in what you want. Don't tell him, for example, develop a brand strategy for me. Develop a brand strategy for me. He will not be able to assist you. You must be able to tell him that we are about to develop a brand strategy for this company who is operating in this sector, in this country. Here are the expectations of the company in terms of his goal and aspiration. You give him as much information that you want him to know so that he can propose you something that fits. Because some people, they just give general information. And when you give general information, you will prompt a lot. Waste your time for nothing. So my strategy is that the first query, I give all possible information that I can give to the system so that it can generate something that speaks to whatever I want. And now based on that, you need now, as I said, to have the expertise to appreciate the quality of information. Otherwise, you want to know what you need to remove, what you need to keep. Okay, we have just a few minutes left. Site, I use Site. This is how Site look like. I also use the paid version. I use the paid version. I don't use the free version. So this is how Site look like. Inside, if you want to open a conversation, this is how it look like. So, for example, if I want to know the state of literature on collective consumption, let's say, if I want to know what are the topics, what have been written about, what is the state of literature about collective consumption, I can say, what are the factors that drive collective consumption among young people. You try to be always try to be as specific as possible. Active consumption among young people in developing countries or South Africa, depending on whatever you are studying. And then, so this side, his job is to give you recent literature. What I like with is that the literature that is proposed very recent, and he review he's running. He's still running, reviewing his database. So it's still running. As long as this thing is turning, means it's still running, still checking for you. Okay, good. Now it's done running. Now you can see a little bit what it's proposing here. Okay. You say collective consumption among young people in developing countries is influenced by various factors. Studies have shown that alcohol consumption is a significant concern among individuals in countries like Ethiopia, Uganda, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now you see that this statement really is a bit too vague for you. Need to know in which context collective consumption was explored in the context of alcohol. So he gives you here the reference. If you put your cursor there, he will tell you exactly what sentences he used to formulate this statement. And most of the time you can read and see if the statement really speaks to the context or the statement was taken out of context, because I have checked some statements are taken out of context. He pick a sentence there and just force it into your query. You see, however, alcohol consumption among people is already a substantial problem in Ethiopia. Among secondary high school report estimate 50 consume alcohol. So he picked the word here, consumption. He didn't pick the concept itself, collective consumption. So these are things that you need to check and refine your query. But the good thing, Alex, is that you can see all these references are very, most of the references are very recent. And on this side, you can actually, on this side, on the right here, you can actually see which statement he used to propose to you whatever he says this side. So you can go to the original statement and read that. You don't need to read the whole article. You can read that original statement that he used to suggest to you a response here. You see all the articles are here. For this article, you can click there if you want to expand and see more on the context, but he took it here. Okay, so I use this one to have a sense of the literatures that are the recent literature. But obviously, if you want him to expand the number of articles that he's proposing to you, if you want to see the articles, export references, let's try a bit. Oh, no, I don't want to export it. They have changed the interface. They used to give a list of articles. Where is it? Oops, I don't find it here. I think they have changed the settings. There was a settings where they will give you a list of articles and you will, oh my God, they have changed it. Okay, references. Yeah, maybe it's this one here. No, it's not this one. Oh yeah, they put it here on this tab. So here, actually, you are not restricted to only what he gives you here. You can come back here and see all the articles and review these articles and pick even the one that was not selected, because these are all the articles he searched and he decided to pick a few. You can go through this one and pick up the articles that you feel that relate more. You see all these articles and most of them are recent, very recent. That's what I like with this website. Okay, I have 5 minutes left. Okay, chat PDF. I think you had one seminar, I'm not sure, but they say in university was a seminar organized on this one, so I don't know if I need to come here. But the good thing with this is that my only constraint with this one is that you need to upload one PDF for him to answer any other question related to the concept of interest. But you can ask any question that does not even relate to the PDF. He can still answer you using scientific source. That's what I like with this one. That's why most of my query and questions that I have on concept, I prefer, instead of using ChatGPT, I prefer coming here, because here it's really answer based on scientific sources. Okay, Quillbot. I didn't open Quillbot, but this is how Quillbot look like. Quillbot look like. There are many functions. You can use it to paraphrase, to check grammar, to check plagiarism, AI detector, to also detect whether a text was generated by an AI, especially for some of us that are lecturers and students sometimes cheat. So it gives that advantage. You can put it there and it helps you to summarize and citation creator. But I mostly use it for to generate content. So here we have the different style. They have added natural. Natural was not there before. You see how it's appearing here. But you have the standard style, frequency, academic style, that's the beauty of Quillbot. So far, if you want to use other AI, you need to specify that. But here in Quillbot is automatic. Okay. What else? Lastly, let me go back here. What did I forget? Okay, Jenny AI. I also have Jenny AI, but I don't use it much. I don't use it much. I don't use it much, but apparently it's a very powerful one. Don't use it much because it makes me lazy. You want to write for you. You want to suggest you things, because this one, you can start a sentence, he continues. He continues for you. So this one was quite too much. So I avoid it as much as possible, but it's there. And I have quite some here. I don't know if you can see. I have many other that I'm not using, but that are there. Literature map also for those who like literature review, who want to see which literature they need to consult. This can help. Literature map, paper line, paper pal also. There's a lot of them. Yeah, that's it for me. I don't know, Tepi. I hope I hope me and my team managed to share something with the delegates, although the class was very quiet. But that's all from me. All right.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Emile. I see we have a comment on the chat there. It's a question for you. They're asking, are you for or against students, especially postgraduate students, using AI in research for writing and etc.?
I am against. I am against the use of AI for students, because they don't get a chance to build up. That's my stance. Student is a no, but I don't know how long we're gonna stand the fight, because AI is growing so fast, and these students, you never really know what they do. But I advise that if students want to use AI, they should write their own things and maybe ask the AI, to proofread or something, or to paraphrase, things like that. But since we can't control that, is a no-no. Mpho wanted to say something. It's like Mpho wanted to add something. We are running out of time.
Okay, goody. No, I just wanted to add something about what the question you just answered right now regarding using AI. I think we are past the time when we can limit or check whereby students use AI. So I think it's only just a matter of teaching how to use them effectively, because we can't limit them anymore. I feel like they have been integrated in almost everything. So it's just a matter of teaching them how to use them effectively and ethically as well. I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, Mpho, as a lecturer, these students, hey, even if you teach them how to use it effectively, because they have to, even if you teach them how to use it effectively, they will always look for the easy way. The easy way, which is not just allowing the AI to generate for them. Me, I don't trust the student. So yes, it's good, but in practical. So how will you control that the student will or I also think that maybe there should be more tools that allow to detect a work that was completely done by AI. I don't know, but maybe. Yes, JP.
Yes, because of time, I see that Hercules is typing. I will just call him forward and he will be the last person to ask a question. And then from there on, I think we will close the session.
Okay.
So, Mr. Hercules.
Okay, yeah, that's not a problem. So just two questions. One, when you're from a small and medium business sector, when you work with other people in your sector, do they also adopt AI in a very similar way? That's my first question. And my second question is, are your clients comfortable in knowing that you are using it? So from an industry perspective, are your clients comfortable in knowing that you get the job done faster, but with the assistance of AI?
Okay. Thank you for the question. The team. Karel, you're one of the managers there. Answer me, I'm no more. So what's the team? Any answer to the question?
Yeah, thank you, Hercules, for your question. So first question, okay, we don't really, okay, maybe, but we don't really know if companies from other sectors are using AI, but us, we're using AI to just help us be time efficient. And then remember, during that presentation, I say that, AI, just help us enhance, what we already had. So, but the second question, maybe some of the members of the team will jump in. But for the second questions, if the clients are comfortable, for us using AI. So like what we usually do, because we don't use AI to do the analysis for us. We don't use AI, to write for us, but we use AI to just enhance what we have, so we can provide the best, product for the clients. I think, yeah, that might be my answer based on that.
Yes, just to add to it, the client wants to be satisfied and make sure that whatever analysis you are generating is reliable. And as Lusanda said, everything is checked, and the AI doesn't generate anything. It's just enhanced. It's something that we use aside just to improve what we have done, because we believe that there needs to be a human expertise behind. So as long as the client has the work is properly done, is delivered on time, they don't really care that much what tool are you activating, especially in data analysis. There's so many technology involved in that job that honestly clients care very little about which tool did you use. They just want their data properly analyzed and the recommendation clear. All right. Thank you very much for your time and for the participation.